everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor. Let's get right into today's show. Hope you're all doing great. Shout out to Armzilla, here nice and early. Big shout out to Declan. Smash that like button. Big shout out to Ringo37 as well. Smash that like button. Shout out to All Day Dre. Appreciate you guys all being here nice and early for the stream. Now, as it stands, Bitcoin is currently trading for 72.3K. Relatively quiet day. If you look at the top 100 on the crypto bubbles, most coins are red today, a few percent. Some are up a few percent, but all in all, not too much happening in the altcoin sector in terms of the top 100. Now, of course, if we look at the largest gainers, meme coins still dominating this list. That's where all the volatility is. Also, meme coins dominating the top losers list, as well as this coin Quill. This coin Quill gets shilled a lot on crypto Twitter by a lot of people in the Tau community, and it's coined as the next version of the internet. We'll actually look at that chart real quick. So I get asked about this one sometimes on these streams, and I always say it's not a coin that I've been interested in. It's sold off extremely hard here, most likely from the miners. Now, just from a risk-reward perspective, as long as this thing isn't a rug pull, I'm not endorsing this coin by any means, don't get it twisted. But as long as this isn't a rug pull, I mean, this is probably a good area. Just going off of the chart, thought I'd say that. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to buying value, right, you look for the massive sell-offs into an area of liquidity, and this is likely it. Anyways, we'll talk more about that later on in general. But yeah, quiet day across the market for the most part. Again, looking at the top 100, not a lot of volatility. Now, moving on, we do have some interesting things to speak about. But before we get to all of that, let's actually talk about BTC and what we need to be looking out for right now, because we're at the cusp of the all-time high. Here is the weekly candle, and here's the October monthly candle, a big, thick green bar. Shouldn't be surprised by that. That's what we've been expecting here at Crypto Empire for the month of October, right? That nice long wick down to start the month over the first 2 weeks. And we've rallied hard over the past 2 weeks. And the October monthly close is going to happen tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if Bitcoin manages to close up here, 72,000, 71,000, whatever, as long as Bitcoin closes above this level here at $68.5 thousand, I'm a very happy man. All right, as long as Bitcoin closes the month of October above 68.5K, in my opinion, we are all systems go. And I fully expect it to close above this level at 68.5K. All right, the monthly close is literally in 24 hours from now. And we could see a major sell-off and price close beneath this level, but I don't see that happening. All right, I'm bullish. Dips are for buying right now. Do not fade this strength. Don't get psyoped into believing that this is a fake rally. All right, this is an 8-month range breakout, and this should be treated as legitimate until proven otherwise. And there's nothing to show us right now in the charts that this is not a legitimate breakout for Bitcoin in this 7-8 month range, this downward sloping parallel channel. All right, so if we do see dips, what should we be looking out for? Well, there is some levels that stick out at me, at least. There's the top of the channel here, which is around $67,700. And there's these lows down here at 65K. So as a broader kind of area here, to not overcomplicate things, I would be looking for, if we do get a dip, I would be looking for, realistically speaking, the $67,000 level down to around 64K. All right, this is where I would be looking for a dip if we do see anything at the start of November. I don't think it's going to happen in October. Maybe it happens at the start of November to shake things up before the election, and it will probably be very quick and reverse very quickly, because in an aggressive uptrend, the dips, the pullbacks are shallow and they're short-lived. I'm sure you've heard me say that before because it's a true statement. So no need to worry, I would say, right now for BTC. Momentum is to the upside. Things are looking very good right now, and with less than 24 hours until the close for October, we are looking all systems go, ready to run this to a new all-time high. I'm fully expecting that quite soon in the month of November at this point. Now, if we look at some other markets like Ethereum, we have discussed yesterday, and I think we've been talking about it all week, how basically ETH is on its current bull market trend line, right? Here's the trend line from the bottom COVID crash, March 2020, up to the peak in November 2021. Notice how Ethereum never broke the bull market trend line. Trend lines are very, very powerful at identifying higher time frame trends, especially if we look at a monthly or a weekly chart. This is a monthly chart for ETH. And here's the current cycle macro trend line for ETH, and price is essentially sitting right on it. Above it now because it's put some wicks on the trend line, but these things don't break in a bull market, guys. It's so simple, right? These usually mark the bottoms in a bull market. So ETH very likely is bottomed out here. And when it does convincingly break out above $2,700, $2,800, it likely will run back up to 4,000 and then attack that all-time high of 4,800. Now, ETH on the daily is in this little range down here. Again, range high up here at $2,800. Lows down here around $2,100. Just kind of a big sideways channel here, big sideways range. As one can see clearly if I put it in orange. So direction is up. The daily 200 EMA is right here at $2,775. That's the first order of business. Just flip that daily 200 EMA. And once we're back above the mean here on the daily time frame, we can begin to actually uptrend on ETH. But yeah, I mean, this is bottomed. This trend line, it could get tested, right? Could get tested again, but I really don't see it breaking, guys. Like, this is a bull market macro 1 month time frame trend line. These things break at the end of the bull market. I don't think we're at the end of the bull market. So yes, ETH's been underperforming. ETH BTC looks like a dumpster fire, even though it's kind of bouncing now. Never mind. I kind of retraced the daily green bar it had today. But nonetheless, yes, ETH is vastly underperforming Bitcoin and Solana and many alts. But you have to understand that Ethereum has a very broad implication on the altcoin market at large. And when ETH starts to rally and pump, you're going to see a lot of altcoins follow suit, especially ones related to Ethereum, on the Ethereum chain, in the Ethereum ecosystem. So good times are ahead, I would say. And yeah, ETH is bottomed out here. And this is a macro bull market trend line that is not going to break for the cycle peak. And I don't think Ethereum peaked out at 4K this cycle. It likely does make a new all-time high. As far as Solana goes, for our last major, before we get into some other stuff here, Sol continues to be much stronger than Ethereum. Now for Sol, you can see from my little sketches, a sweep of the Monday low would be in business, but maybe it doesn't even give that, right? Maybe it just kind of front ran the lows today on these wicks and looks to run it. But I would still, if you're looking for opportunity and the optimal entry for a trade here for Solana, I would be looking for a sweep of Monday's low. And optimal levels would be in this orange zone from $170 down to $162. So look for that on Sol if it is given before it makes its rally above $200. But it's not the time to fade the strength of this thing, right? If you look on the daily, it is in a very obvious new uptrend with continuous higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, so on and so forth. All right, so look for the breakout right now above $184. But if you're looking for an actual entry, you want to look for a sweep of Monday's low down here at 172. All right, so those are the majors currently, with just 24 hours until the end of October in terms of these price charts, at least, because the daily close for crypto is at 8 p.m. EST. But we are in very good shape right now. We are in very, very, very good shape. And we're also 6 days away now from the US presidential elections. 6 days. Pretty nuts how fast time has been flying by, if I do say so myself. We'll pull up Polymarket right now. And for Polymarket, we can see November 5th, this will be finalized, which is in exactly 1 week from now, but the election is actually on Tuesday of next week, which is 6 days away. Here's the current odds according to Polymarket, and we'll see if these odds are accurate or not, I suppose, in 6-7 days time. Or maybe we'll have to wait to December until they finish counting the votes again. We'll see how it goes. We will see, lads. Time will tell. But all in all, in terms of the market and how it's looking very good leading into the election, which is exactly what we've expected here. It's not surprising whatsoever. If you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. It's all recorded here on live streams on the channel every single day over the past 2 months. So you can go back and watch those and listen to exactly what I say. And we're not surprised whatsoever to see the market looking beautiful just 1 week before the elections right now. So when it comes to positioning yourself for this bull market cycle, I have to say, from anecdotal experience, from my personal tales, from my personal investments in the crypto market, my biggest wins really have come from buying something early and waiting until it's time for them to pump. Kind of basic investor principles, very, very basic stuff. It's really not rocket science, but it's very easy to get lost in the sauce in the crypto market and chase after the shiny object, whatever's hot right now, things of that nature. Gamble everything away on pump fund launches, whatever, right? If you're in the Solana trenches. So here we have a tweet by Murad, right? One of the meme coin leaders in the crypto market. So he has a very true statement, and he says that believers will outperform traders. And it's true. It really is true, right? Look at coins like Tau. I was a believer back 1 year ago when the price was low. Turned out to be great. Many of my huge wins have just come from basically believing in something before the masses have been convinced. So meme coins are going nuts. There's new launches on Pump Fund every single day. 1 out of 100 of them will do well and not rug, I suppose. Many of them will do well, but then completely rug pull. And you can keep on chasing those. Look, I gamble from time to time on a pump fund launch. Sometimes I hit them big. Sometimes I don't. But the majority of my capital is in coins that I believe in. And I think that's an important thing to understand here, especially if you're newer to the market. This is your first cycle. You got Twitter open, you got YouTube open, you got Telegram open, you got Discord open. You're taking opinions from 100 different people. Oh, this guy said this. Oh, this guy said that. And you're just a wishy-washy mush brain, basically, and you're like a chicken running around with his head cut off in no direction. Clear out the noise and hone in, craft your portfolio of coins that you actually are convinced that will do well, not because some other guy said so, but because you actually do think so. Because at the end of the day, it's your money. It's your capital on the line. If you win, it's your win. If you lose, it's your loss. Nobody's going to call you up and comfort you if you lose, and you might have people, calling you up if you win because they want money from you. But that's why you should keep your personal life private. But you get what I'm trying to say, guys. Believe in something is very true. You don't even have to. You can go after Murad's list if you want. I hold many coins not on Murad's list because I believe in them. So it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think, and your actions will dictate your results. So prepare for it, because this is it, guys. Q4 this year. We got 2 months left. Q1 next year. And things could very easily fizzle out in 5 months time from now. It could be the end of the cycle. So this is really it, right? For at least the next couple of years, because likely we enter into another bear, and then after that, another bull, but that takes years to manifest. Focus on the present right now. It's happening right now. Bitcoin's about to break the all-time high very soon. So hone in, clear out the noise, clear out your distractions. Let's see, moving on, we got another tweet here from this guy Intuo, however you say his name. And this guy says that the meme coin market cap dominance peaked at 4% last cycle and is currently at only 2.5%. The Doge all-time high market cap was $98 billion, while all meme coins combined are currently $62 billion. This guy says we're early. And he certainly has a point here. We're nowhere near any metrics of last cycle's top. I believe Coinbase's App Store rank has been climbing, which makes sense with Bitcoin back above $70,000. I think I saw today that the Coinbase App Store rank is like top 50 or like 50 something right now. That's certainly a sign that retail is basically downloading the app again and looking to buy some coins. But still, in general, we're nowhere near kind of frothy levels across many metrics. It doesn't take an Albert Einstein level IQ to discover that one, right? All you can do is look at the total market cap chart and see that it is breaking out now on the weekly above this parallel channel, just as Bitcoin is. But still, I mean, from the peak in March, we're still around $400 billion below that. And then from the peak of last cycle, we're still around $600 billion below that. So again, I agree, we are early. We are early right now still. There's going to be so many opportunities here over the next, say, 3 to 5, 6 months over the course of this cycle. And then when it comes to altcoins, looking at the total 2 as well as the total 3, both of these are lagging big time. We're not lagging, they're just kind of yet to break out because altcoins are not seeing much liquidity flow into them. It is still largely a player versus player environment. We're not seeing new capital enter into the altcoin market just yet. Bitcoin's a different story because of things like ETFs nowadays, where we're seeing new capital flood in. But altcoins is very different. And looking at total 2, total 3, looking at the others dominance chart, others dominance chart's been falling over the past 3 weeks here. This is a weekly time frame. And up here at the peak, close to the peak. The peak of altcoins in 2021, the others dominance was around 20%. Over here in March, the peak was 13%. Right now, the others dominance percent is 9.2%, which is quite low. All right, so altcoins really not seeing a lot of love right now. Doesn't mean you should panic sell your bags that aren't moving. Of course, you should keep up to date with the research of the projects that you're holding to make sure that it's not an investment turned sour. But if everything is good in terms of the fundamentals and there's nothing to be overly worried about, I would say it's better to have patience in your bags right now because it's just altcoins are not getting liquidity flow. And that will change. Right, this is what happens in a bull market. The others percent dominance will go higher. It's currently dropping, so not quite time yet for alts. And also with Bitcoin dominance currently at 60%, it is coming into our major area of resistance. Call it a supply zone, if you will. Whatever you want to call it, just know that we can expect Bitcoin dominance to top out over here from 60 to 63%, and we're looking for that fall down, that major epic fall down where the capital does rotate into altcoins. And it's not time for that just yet, but that time is quickly approaching with each passing day. So that's our market at large currently, guys. That's how I'm looking at things right now. And that's it. Let's go ahead and move on now. So moving on. The Ethereum Foundation does continue to sell the coins that they created out of thin air. So the Ethereum Foundation sold 100 ETH for $271,000 today at around 10 a.m. And the Ethereum Foundation has sold a total of 4,066 Ether worth $11.24 million at an average price of $2,700 this year. All right, so the ETH Foundation has cashed out 11.25 million this year at an average price of $2,700. Not sure why they're selling so hard, but I mean, when you're running a foundation, I guess you have to cover costs and pay taxes and stuff like that. Who knows what the story is here, but they continue to sell ETH. Also, we got some news about Mr. Beast, the world's most famous YouTuber. Another tweet here from Look On Chain. Mr. Beast, an influencer with 31 million followers, has engaged in insider trading, misleading investors, and using his influence to pump tokens only to dump them later. He has made over $23 million in profits from various crypto projects. Almost 12 million, 11.5 million from Super, which is Elio's coin and Becker's coin, yeah. 4.65 million from ERN, 1.7 from PMON, 1.3 mil from Stack, a mil from AOS, which has always been something I've looked at with skepticism, AOS. Reason being, I remember when they had their pre-sale, at one point in time, this was coined as the decentralized version of YouTube. They then pivoted to artificial intelligence, and they ran it up massively. It had a crazy performance here, as you can see. From October of last year until March, it ran up around 95x. But yeah, it was always shielded by sketchy people, which is why I've always looked at it with skepticism. But hey, it still did really well. But now it's just funny to see that it's on the Mr. Beast list, right? It's on the Mr. Beast list. Definitely don't want to be on the Mr. Beast list, just like you don't want to be on the Diddy list. So not a good look, but hey, we'll see what happens going forward. What can you learn from this? Don't listen to a clown jester like Mr. Beast for cryptocurrency advice. It's pretty simple stuff. Anyways, moving on, we got a tweet from Big Dick Bull 69 at Big Dick Bull 69. He says Capo shorted. This is about Crypto Capo, the infamous, notorious influencer who's been the most wrong person ever over the past few years. If you don't know who Crypto Capo is, you must be living underneath a rock. I'll leave it to you to do your own research and figure out who he is. Anyways, Big Dick Bull here says that Capo shorted. He was bearish the whole time Bitcoin ran up from 16K to 69,000. Over the past 7 months, he hyper bull posted. Big Dick Bull says based over here. So he made $1 million from Polkadot Finance. Polkadot, like we've said here many times on the channel, is to be avoided at all costs. That is a dumpster fire burning to the ground, Polkadot. They are basically just, I mean, there's no other word that pops into my head, but they're retarded. The Polkadot Finance, whatever, this whole project. It's a complete dumpster fire, which is no surprise. It's trading at basically COVID prices from 2020. But it still has a market cap of $6 billion. Yeah, that one will keep dropping in rank. Anyways, back to the tweet here. And then after all of this, he flipped bearish for a short-term scalp the literal week before we ripped to test the all-time highs. The best to ever do it. Crypto Capo. Good summary here by Big Dick Bull 69. It's really just comedy. It's funny stuff. And again, like I said before, clear out the noise, right? If you got some guy open on YouTube and you got your Twitter feed open, oh, you're in this Discord, oh, you're in this Telegram group. Like, dude, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You got Capo's Telegram open. Come on, you're better than that. And then I thought this one was funny. So this tweet here by this guy, this Anon, we got an Anon named Arthur. He put out a tweet here. He says, this is the definition of rocket ship growth, no matter how you look at it. So here's the source is Dune Analytics, but the base active users from Q2, quarter 2 of this year, which is April, May, June, to July, August, September, quarter 3, this grew by around 34 million active users on base. 34 million active users joined base at a time when the market was basically just kind of dead. So this guy, Rex Capital, says absolutely no one with a functional brain believes there are 47.2 million active users on base. This industry is retarded and built almost entirely on fraud and lies. This guy's absolutely correct. Rex, I'm saying, is absolutely correct. Now, look, I think Basis will be kind of a major blockchain. Coinbase is going to push it very hard. But there's no way that the active users jump by 34 million from Q2 to Q3 this year. There's zero way. And every single project washes their numbers to make it look better than it does. It's all smoke and mirrors. And if you've been in this game, if you've been in the crypto market for some time now, you already know this. But there's a lot of people where they're completely oblivious to how much smoke and mirrors is out there in this industry. It's insane. So yeah, I mean, Base, good chain, right? Coinbase's blockchain, right? That's their baby. That's what they've built from the ground. I do expect it to get a ton of adoption when retail floods into the market this cycle. If and when that happens, I think it will. But I mean, there's just so much nonsense out there, and it's crazy. So it always try and get concrete proof, or just don't believe everything you see. Not sure the best way to word what I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm trying to say. Smoke and mirrors everywhere. Be careful out there. Moving on. Before we move on, actually, let's check out what's happening over here with our live chat today. See what the audience is saying. And we got our daily open for Bitcoin. The day just closed as well, actually. Pretty lackluster candle, like we saw with the bubble maps. Pretty lackluster day across the board. But anyways, let's see what's happening over here in this live chat. We got Fiat Hater. He says, brother, yo, what's up, Fiat Hater? And we got Ladder Doodle. He says, let's go Empire. What's going on, Ladder Doodle? We got Mark Bass. He says, what's up, Connor? What's up, Mark? How are you? We got AK Shit. Says, good morning. What's up, AK? We got KB. Says, yo, Connor, good to catch your live stream. Hope all is good. Can you look at Doug the Duck? So heads up, guys. For these weekly live streams, we'll be leaving altcoin requests until the end of the show. For our Sunday community live stream, I'll be happy to take altcoin requests during the show. But for these intra-week streams, please be patient with your tickers, and we'll get to them towards the end. If you want me to look at something ASAP, you can give me a super chat. Other than that, it will wait till the end. Anyways, KB, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. Shout out to TT. What's up, TT? Hi, Connor. How's it going? It's going good. Appreciate you being here, TT. John Valentine. What's up, John? We'll look at these requests later. Cat Memes having a good month. Ponky wants to break resistance. Yeah, we were looking at Ponky yesterday. Let's see if it broke it, actually. All right, really nice daily candle. It closed above the level here, above the last week high. So, I mean, Ponky's looking good. We got Brian Regassa. What's up, Brian? How are you? Says, what's up? Glad I can catch another live stream. Much appreciated. You know it, man. Thanks for being here. Be sure to smash up the like button, guys. One like goes a very long way. It helps me out a ton. Smash up that like button. Thank you very much. Fiat Hater says, I hear the train in the background, Connor. The train is leaving the station, lads. I didn't even notice, but yes, there is a train that does run sometimes in the background here. Dre's bullish on Catcoin. Shout out Reverend Flashback. I'm doing good, Reverend. How are you doing, my man? Thanks for being here. Let's see. Harish says, if others' market cap touches 2 to 3 trillion, everything is going to pump. And this is true. I mean, you can see my targets here. And the highest one that I've laid out is at 2 trillion up here for the total 3. I mean, look, 3 trillion, would it be awesome if that happened? Absolutely, it would be awesome if it happened, but that is a very, very bullish scenario. Last cycle's peak was 1.1 trillion. And look, I mean, that's almost a 100% move from the current amount of liquidity in here. That's an 80% move. An 80% move is going to send this altcoin market insanely higher to the upside. Let's say we go to 1.35 trillion. That's a 115% increase. There's going to be rotations. There's going to be some coins performing better than other coins, but the pumps will be insane. Insane. Which is why it's best to have conviction in the coins you are holding. Sure, go have some fun and gamble on some pump fund launches to ease your boredom, but you need to have your core portfolio set up. It's an absolute must. What's up, Renum19? Renum says his portfolio mostly consists of Tectum, AGI, Delysium, Dog, AI Tech, Parcel, and TARS, I believe is TAI on Solana, the AI coin. So you're heavy in AI, which is good. Tectum, Payment Solutions, Layer 1. Dog, Meme, Parcel is real world assets. So yeah, I mean, you're pretty covered, brother. You're pretty covered there. And let's look at Tectum, actually. I believe it's trading for $9 still. And so the rising wedge did end up being bearish. This rising wedge I'm speaking of right here, it did end up actually being a bearish breakdown. We put in that really long wick. This is a bullish wick down here to $8 exactly, basically. And now it's just been consolidating over the past 2 days. So Tectum on the broader time frames, on the weekly here, we're actually going to clean everything up right now. We're going to get rid of everything, all of this. Because we now basically have a higher low on the weekly. We don't basically have that. We have a higher low on the weekly. Right, here's our first low. Here's our second low. So what we can go ahead and do is put a trend line. We can put a channel, whatever. We're going to put a channel here. And for the anchor, we essentially have to use this high. And let's go ahead and extend the right line. So TED here on the weekly. If we did actually end up coming back down to test the bottom of the channel, it would be around 550, and it would be in this green zone. It's a possibility. Of course, we wouldn't want that to happen, although maybe we do. Maybe we want to buy more at 5. But for this, basically, using this channel, if it touches the top of the channel sometime, I mean, it would be around $80, give or take, 80 to 90 bucks. Now, what tends to happen if an asset does go parabolic? I believe I was talking about, I've shown several examples of this, and I've seen it happen many times as well with coins. CRO did it last cycle. You can look at, we'll look at actually CRO in a moment. But what can happen is price will go to the top of the channel, it will break out, and it will put in a straight up parabolic move. That's always the top, always. All right, but all in all, this is the weekly. This is going to take months to play out. So get comfortable holding that position, Renum. I'm sure you already are. But yeah, TET, look, there's nothing to really stress about it. Put in a weekly higher low and higher highs here. So on the weekly, all is well. Let's look at that example of CRO from last cycle. I still have my lines from 2021, which is pretty funny, but we're going to get rid of all this yellow because, hey, it kind of makes my eyes hurt. Bear with me, lads. All right, that's good enough. So are we on log? All right, here we go. Not on log. So CRO here. The example I was talking about was this. I haven't looked at this chart in a long time. I just literally remembered it as I was looking at Tectum. That is what is called pattern recognition. So CRO is an example here on the weekly. All right, you had the trend line test, pull back, trend line test, pull back, trend line test, pull back, parabolic move to the trend line. You can see on the weekly wicked on the trend line, then it closed down here. But then what happened? It put in one of these moves of where it actually broke out above this resistance trend line and went straight up, put in the Burj Khalifa candle. And that was the top. It hit $1.95, and then it damped in the bear market. So when I give that example of, drawing a resistance trend line or a parallel channel, and I say that it can break the top resistance and go parabolic, this is this is an exact example of what I'm trying to say. It may happen. All right, is that clear? If it's clear, give me a thumbs up in the live chat. Appreciate it, lads. But yeah, that's what I mean. And here's just a concrete example of it happening. And it doesn't happen for every coin. Many coins hit this line and that ends up being the top. But if an asset's going truly parabolic, it will burst through it and just go straight up, and that will be the top. So keep that one in the back of your mind as we enter into a mania, frothy, greed-driven market here over the next few months, with assets making new all-time highs in price discovery. You need a plan, and you need to be able to not get lost in the sauce and be blinded by euphoria, because it's very easy to get blinded by euphoria when something's moving like this and you think it's just not going to stop. Oh, it will stop, and it will crash. And all of your coins, if you don't sell them, will go right back to the value you bought them at, and even lower if you let them. So just don't get blinded by euphoria over the next few months. Anyways, Renum, all of that came from you saying you were holding Tectum. Reverend Flashback, what's up, Reverend? We already said hi to you. But anyways, Fiat Hater says, Mr. Beast has always come across as a douche, #cringe. He's always seemed like a plant. I mean, there's a lot of people that seem like industry plants. And like I said, I think I said it yesterday, if it looks like a snake and it acts like a snake, it's probably a snake. If it looks like a plant and gets video views and is the top guy, just seems off, that's because it probably is a plant. Again, smoke and mirrors everywhere. Let's see what's going on. We got histories. He says, we're dumping. We are not buying anything. We are selling. No idea what you're talking about. Histories. Zero clue. Shout out Fiat Poor. He says, brother, we appreciate you for keeping it real. No worries, man. No worries. Kazuya, what's up, Kazuya? Smash up that like button. Yes, sir. We'll get to these requests later on. Bullish on Parade. He says, yo, my dude, Mannequin underperforming. Will it surprise us or dud? I'm curious. I'm curious on how this one's actually doing. So I'm going to look at this one. Well, on your daily time frame today, you got a big fat red candle. So I'm not sure how it wants to trade from here. It's essentially a range breakdown as of right now. So if it's actually going to truly break down, it can come down here to a 38 million market cap. And you would need, it probably will bounce down here. But yeah, this trend line is where I'll be looking around 38 mil for that. Will it surprise you? I have no idea. What is this? I think it's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat thing. Cat coin. Not sure, man. But if that's a true range breakdown, look for it to come to 38 mil market cap. Health Goat, how's Energy Web token going? What are your thoughts? So EWT, it's an old cycle coin. It's been around for many cycles. So my thoughts are, I think the best performing coins are going to be the ones that haven't seen a full bull market and bear market cycle. So basically every coin created after December 31st, 2022, or in that general area, right? Coins made in the bear market. And this is the first bull market cycle, will likely perform the best. So if we look at Energy Web token here, it's been around since 2020. It went from 60 cents up here to 20 bucks in 2021, back down here to below $1 in the bear market. Or sorry, wait, what? This thing's at bear market lows. What is going on? Is it that badly underperforming? It is. So this thing's at COVID prices. My thoughts are, good luck if you're holding this. Yikes. I mean, yeah, that doesn't look good. Especially because it, in the past, went from this price, 60 cents, up to $20, and is now retraced all the way. If this was its first bull market and it did this from, say, October to March and then retraced, that wouldn't be the same of a coin being 4 years old and going back to prices it was at 4 years ago. So that's what I think about Energy Web token. All right, Glasshopper. What's up, Glasshopper? He says, restore the Republic on Solana. I heard that is the real Trump coin. And Helium Mobile possible, fantastic play, 100%. Is that a new coin, Helium Mobile? It is. So I'm going to assume here that, it's from the Helium, this Helium, right? HNT Helium. Let's see how old this thing is. All right, so yeah, you can see it was made in April 2023. And I'm going to assume they're using like people's smartphones as nodes to run their DPIN network. So take a wild guess there. All right. Let's grab the contract address because every centralized exchange listed this thing after it topped. No surprise there. All right, these wicks making things a little weird here. Yeah, it's annoying. Let's do this. Okay. So this chart exploded December of last year from a 23 mil market cap. I'm not going to take the wicks into account. I'll take it to this high. This thing went 24x over a 3-month period. And it's gone and it's retraced by 89% currently. And I like, again, the fact that it was made post 2023. So this is its first true cycle. And it's coming back down here. So yeah, I'd say if you want to buy this thing, this basing down here will be the bottom, which is really anything sub 50 mil. Sub 50 mil is where I would be looking for that. And in regards to the PolyFi coin you shared, Glasshopper, RTR, Restored the Republic, I believe that thing launched a few months ago and it basically like rugged when it launched. Let's see. Yeah, so they a bunch of people pushed this on their like Twitter accounts basically, and then they dumped it, and now it's looking actually pretty good now headed into the election. So I mean, very risky play, I would say, but as a PolyFi coin, it's got a good narrative, being that we're 6 days away from this election. If Trump loses, this will probably go to zero in an instant, but hopefully that doesn't happen and Trump wins. Now, there's American coin, USA on Sol, 28.5 mil market cap, retesting this trendline breakout here as support from resistance. I mean, so this is in a position to basically pounce down here. If you look at the MAGA hat, let's look at the MAGA hat coin, some other PolyFi. Trump at 380. Back at the support level at 160 mil market cap. For sure, we want to see that hold. The MAGA hat continues to outperform, although it is red today. Yeah, this one's doing much better. This one's actually the leading PolyFi in terms of like the major higher market cap coins right now. The Trump MAGA hat. But yeah, PolyFi, we'll see. I mean, if this was it, I'd say it's a pretty lackluster kind of rally move. What is this, a 3x off of the lows? 4x? 5x of the absolute peak, currently around a 4x off of these lows. So yeah, I mean, pretty underwhelming so far, but we'll see if it does continue here heading into November 5th, and we'll see what happens afterwards. But PolyFi as a whole, good start to the week, but it's slowed down here towards the end of the week. And we'll see what happens with these coins, but I do personally think they will go higher. I don't think it's going to top where it is. Looking at the chart, I do understand that this is a resistance level up here. Certainly doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that one. But if this isn't an uptrend, resistance levels do get broken to the upside. And I mean, it isn't an uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, clearing some key pivot highs. So we'll look for these to continue across the board, in my opinion. Let's see. We got a question here from Natty718. Natty says, hey, Emp, is it possible to make massive ROI without meme coins this cycle? I think so. I think there's certainly possible to make massive ROI. Now, I mean, that's the term you use, massive, is subjective. But I would say a massive return. I mean, in reality, a massive return is a 100% move, right? Something a 100% move in any other market but crypto is looked at as an insane ROI. But here in crypto, we are spoiled. So I'll make the definition here for this example of a massive ROI as 1,000%, which is a 10x, right? I would say that would be the start of a massive ROI. And yes, it's very, very possible to make those kinds of returns without meme coins. Many coins already did that from October to March of this year, and many of them have, dropped by 80 to 90% in value. I'd say many of these bullish coins, many of them were AI coins, will recover and go on to put in more 1,000% moves. Some of them won't. But all in all, I would say there are fundamental coins that can deliver you massive returns. And when that will happen, I think ETH is the indicator really for altcoin season. Because look, Solana's been ripping up nonstop and altcoins don't move at all. They don't budge. ETH is the indicator for an altcoin risk-on market. So when Ethereum starts to move, when it can break 2,800 and start going back up here towards 4K, I suspect a lot of these fundamental altcoins that have been vastly underperforming to start to really pick up. But yeah, I definitely think it is possible to see massive returns without meme coins. I think it's smart to not hate it, not date it, and just trade it when it comes to meme coins. I mean, I've had a few massive ROI wins with memes over the course of this year, 2024. And, it's a great thing when you catch like a 50x or an 80x or a 100x on something that you bought like a week ago and then just pumps out of nowhere. But you don't need to do that. I'd say you can still make massive ROIs with fundamental coins. Let's see. Breakthrough Mindset says Echelon Prime or Super for a long hold. I mean, Prime is my answer. If you compare it to Super, it is underperforming big time currently. Right, Super's been, that's the weekly. Let's go to the daily here. Yeah, so Prime's been really underperforming. Prime does have the Ansem curse currently. But hey, that's all right. Look, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm a hater. I don't know, but I just don't want to buy Elio Trades coin. With that being said, maybe I'm being naive, but still. I mean, they say it's gaming infrastructure and things of that nature, but I don't know. In terms of Super, I do know that Prime has a lot of good things going for it. is in this basing range down here. Long story short, my answer is still prime. And yeah, that's it. What do you think of Crypto God John's OXO? I mean, I've been bullish on OXO for a full year. It put in basically a 6x move over here, and it's come all the way back down. I think OXO does have some potential to do well. When they launch their privacy DEX fully, that should pick things up, as a lot of people will be incentivized to hold their token for the rewards from the fees. But yeah, I think OXO is a decent project. Now, let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this real quick, guys. I was looking at AI coins. And they all did the same thing. They all did the exact same thing. They all topped out in March and bottomed over here in like August, September. Right? Tau went down 78%. OXO went down 85%. Acash went down 75%. So on and so forth. Cubic, we actually got to use the safe trade chart. Can't use this one. So Cubic went down from the high. 89%. Let's see. Chlor went down 90%. Let's see. These all went down, same thing, 90%, 90%. AGI went down 86%. AI Tech went down 87%. They all did basically the same exact thing. Based AI went down 87%. They all literally have the same charts. Now, some of them are recovering faster than others currently, right? Some of them have put in nice bounces. I saw somebody ask about DEAI. Same thing, but it's recovered better than most AI coins currently. Right, this thing went down 88%. So they literally all put in the 80 to 90% decline, like every single one of them, except for the higher market cap ones like Tau and Acash and FET. They went down like 75% instead of 80 to 90%. Will we see another AI mega boom? I believe we will. I do believe we will. Now, the question that pops up in my mind is what is causing some to perform better than others currently? And will, say, bag holders from the run from October to March affect things, being that it was kind of a mini boom, a mini bull run, mini cycle? Right? These are the questions I ask myself. And the answers I've basically come to are, I don't think the bag holder effect is as relevant as, say, if it was a true bull run and then bear market. Right? That wasn't a complete, like, full traditional cycle. It was a boom and bust cycle. I mean, there's no doubt about that. These things exploded by 30, 40, 50x and all crashed 80 to 90%. That's a boom and bust cycle for AI for sure. But I do think many will recover. Some of them already are recovering much better than others. Like I said, right, if you look at OLAS, this thing went down 92%, and off of the lows, it is up 227%. Now, I believe the reason why some of these coins are doing better than others right now is AI agents. Coins like Godius Maximus, GOAT, created this whole uproar with AI agent coins and AI agents. And the coins directly kind of marketed as AI agent coins have performed quite well, right? Things like OLAS, I believe DEAI is in that category, which is why I think it's been ripping so hard, but most likely other factors as well. But I think many of these will pick up once again, and I do hold some, so we'll see how it goes. But all in all, just kind of thinking out loud here, and these are the questions that I ask myself when I look at these charts. They all painted the same exact picture from October 2023 last year to March this year, and then to September 2 months ago. They basically all bottomed out. Some of them are kind of sitting on that bottom level. Some of them have increased by 200 to 300 to 500% from those bottoms 1 month ago. And then the kind of dumpster fires are making lower lows. And fortunately, I kind of stayed away from most of those. So we'll see how it goes here. I mean, again, Ethereum is going to be the broad implication for altcoins when that breaks out. It's just not ready for that yet, but we'll see how we go. And OXO is in the same category. It's at prices of basically where it was last October, but it hasn't necessarily, it did wick down here, but it hasn't necessarily broken this level. So yeah, I'm expecting this to continue to hold. This support level has been rock solid for OXO, super rock solid. So we'll see if it does continue to hold. I think it will, but time will tell. Doesn't matter what I think, it matters what the market does. Anyways, guys, we've been live for 1 full hour. It's been a full show today. I hope you guys did enjoy this live stream show. Hope you got something from it. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't smashed the like button yet, it would go a super long way if you did smash that like button for me. So go ahead right now and smash that like button below. Of course, if you like the stream. And if you're new here at Crypto Empire, you're going to subscribe, turn on all the notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Follow me on X, and I'll be back tomorrow. So don't worry, right? You'll see me pretty soon. So hit that subscribe button to stay up to date and be notified when I do go live. I got a new guy I'm working with, so some new videos should be out here, doing some edits. So be on the lookout for more uploads as well. With that being said, catch you on the next one. Have a good night. Connor from Crypto Empire, signing out.